the next year, this should, the slope should just keep going. So I'll have 20 other stories.
Yeah.
I guess we finally talk about me, huh?
Yeah, no,
It's
sorry.
I like talking about, no, you're good. I like talking about other people's stories and stuff. That's what it's about, bro.
Yeah, man. From Flamingo Apparel. What was the other one?
Well, we started it technically like the LLC was We the Kids, so that was just my initials. But then we initially, like originally, we're just like we gotta like switch it up to Flamingo and that was Nate's idea or whatever at the time because it was just Florida. So we're like, all right, so we ran with it, and then just like I said, just became the lifestyle brand, which is cool. Just wasn't my original thing, and I got swept in it, just going along with it because it was fun, it was cool. We did a lot.
You learned a lot.
You learn a lot, man. So like that's all that was. Took some time off and just went back at it, man. Just went back at it.
I feel that. I mean, so what inspired you personally to combine fashion with philanthropy? Wow, I'm surprised I got that word right. That was just crazy.
Philanthropy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just even as a kid or teenager maybe, I just always had like some type of draw or attachment to just seeing kids who were underprivileged. My parents were divorced, but I had the things I needed, They took care of me and all this stuff, but I would see kids around me living in trailer parks or whatever it was. And I would even go to their houses and see how they live. And I just knew there was a lot less than what I was going through. And I just had that, I guess, attachment to my heart, a sensitive heart. And, I always just drew to that. So, and then I grew up and went to college and was just figuring my life out as a teenager in the young 20s. And eventually, once I dropped out and moved to Florida, that was my first business was fashion. Like I said, the whole premise was WTK, We the Kids. Just wanted to help kids like that. I don't know. It's not about money for me. Like I hope to have a bunch of money, but I don't want it to like, so I can have this penthouse or so I can have $1 million Lambo. I want real change. I'd rather go build a park. I'm a builder. Like grew up a builder, Legos, Connects, like Lincoln Logs, all of them. I did it all. So I guess I started to piece these together as an adult that I'm just a builder. So just want to build, man. I want to build positive physical like attractions or whatever it is for people and enjoy life, especially because something I'm going through recently, like me and my fiance will go to the bowling alley or we'll go do stuff and I see a lot of like boomers out doing it and not a lot of millennials. It depends what you're doing, I guess, but like recently I went bowling and like it was all boomers or older and I saw the few Gen Zs in the corner on their phone and then striking bowls, but like it just was such a different culture and I'm trying to like almost be that millennial in between and like link that together where these younger generations going to have fun and enjoy life still and not just enjoy it so that we can photograph it or video it. Enjoy it because like just soak in the air and breathe a little bit. Look at your surroundings, enjoy the leaves or whatever it is. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just me. I'm very grounded, I feel. And it's about helping other people because that's what makes me feel good. It makes them feel good and positive stuff, man.
Yeah, one of the things I admire about you and our friendship is I guess something I've learned is if you see something that you want to take part of, then you just like go do it. Mm-hmm. Like it's not this internal
fight with
yourself. Like you're very like in tune with who you are, and like a question I ask a lot of people is, hey, like what breaks your heart? And I'll extend that same question to you because I feel like you can answer it flawlessly and without any type of like BS. Because I've gotten that before too. So I mean, like what breaks your heart?
Yeah, man. Seeing people struggle and more so like the youth, like kind of like when you went around talking to people and stuff and you broke down on that, like you feel that, and like that would be the same way. Like when I go around and I'm gonna actually start to mentor down in Tampa, work with some organizations, start just physically being down there and mentoring and giving that positive energy, and my knowledge and whatever I can provide. But man, that's like just seeing people struggle and like knowing that we live in this society of like super rich and then super poor and then there's like average people in between, like but yeah, man, that like I want to see everyone be able to at least have enough for themselves, so they're not out here on the streets or we're we're focused on kids. Like, why are we as adults not even really caring about our kids and like, oh, we want to leave them retirement money or like, that's how we're going to give back. No, like, what is that doing? Like,
Yeah.
let's go do stuff. Like, give me that $5,000 or whatever it is now and let's go do something with it. Let's like go buy soccer goals for this park or let's go do that with this. And it's like, yeah, man, that's all I'm about. I want people to have the equality that we all think we can, achieve. And if I think millions of people put their heads together and do that, we can change that.
Yeah.
So
I saw this is going to be a very surprising combination to you because it was to me, but I saw a video with Jordan Peterson and Matt Rife. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Matt Rife is a comedian.
I'm glad they're
know,
putting them kind of people together though, I guess.
It was a great little clip, but
Yeah.
one of the things Matt Rife says that actually I was like, I resonate with that was he was like, I think it's the biggest waste of time for somebody to spend energy and time on their phone complaining about something when there is literally a whole world out there for you to like go do something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seems like that's your same philosophy where it's like,
Yeah.
tomorrow's not promised. So that retirement money and stuff like that, you might not get a chance to do that, right?
Yeah.
But if you have the resources and the means to do things now, then you should, and you will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
You will, and you should go and like you should go do something about the thing that breaks your heart.
Yeah.
So, and I for the audience here, as far as like what you do now, can you explain just like your current what's the word I'm looking for? Your current
Just like
venture?
Yeah. Well, I still do my couple. I'm probably gonna always do a couple ventures, but day to day. I mean, I'm building websites and doing ads and just all the creative work for local businesses. That's kind of the breadwinner still. And then I started again the apparel before. I went through a transition of I just needed to get myself right. I had to get money right. I had to make sure kind of like my other business was going good, at least enough revenue for me. And that happened, and now my new venture is just my personal apparel brand. It's William Taylor Co. It's just me releasing my creativity of fashion to the world, and then that's where the philosophy comes in. This isn't I need to make a bunch of money. If I do, that's awesome. That's kind of like you were saying, like that's for God to give me that result. If I only make $10,000 from it, and help 20 kids, like that's fine. That's all God told me I could handle. So either way, like I'm cool with it. It's all about just the authenticity of like I'm releasing my authentic creativity, and I'm just giving back, like I said, to the unfortunate or unprivileged or just the youth that needs motivation, needs the equality that I explain.
So how do you communicate that? Like, I mean, you're literally doing it now.
Yeah.
But when you're like out there, how do you communicate the mission to other people? And how can, here's a better question. How can other people help you communicate the mission that you have with William Taylor?
I mean, dude, just like you said, what I'm doing right now, whether it's just a podcast or I'm out there at an event, I'm saying this, I'll probably say this speech 100 times, it's a personal apparel brand. It's the same quality as Nike Champion, Adidas, whatever. But instead of whatever they do with their profits, invested in other athletes or whatever, I'm investing in the youth. So why not, buy apparel that's the same quality and, modern fashion that actually gives to a cause and helps your community that you live in. And usually just that alone, it sparks people's interest in like, oh yeah, I see them just jolt up of like energy. It's like, oh, that's awesome. I haven't had a single negative response in anything I've talked to about anyone. So yeah, man, it's just, that speech alone just I think empowers people, and they see that someone's trying to do good in this world where most are just trying to make a buck. Or they're just at events and they're advertising their business, and it's just a big runaround game I've seen. I've been to events where it costs $200 and like it's just a show on like construction companies or big trade companies can do that because that's part of their marketing, but like people who are trying to do other things like say creativity, like that's a time for them to really put face out there and show their message. So these things are just important. So yeah.
What I love about all this is there's substance to the brand, and this is exactly why I personally why we made a shift from working with companies in advertising to working with people.
Oh yeah.
Because it's conversations like these that get me fired up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not concerned about, you know, your mission statement that you wrote down, that, you know, you try to build a culture around, that, you know, may or may not work. And you know, it's not doing anything for me because there's no conviction. And I think that's like the key word to this whole conversation. What makes you is conviction. You're convicted. Like you understand what breaks your heart. You can clearly communicate that. And because of that conviction, you've been driven, you've been inspired by honestly, by the Holy Spirit, and then by, you know, your external circumstances to actually go do something about it. And honestly, like, I find I give a lot of admiration to that, because
Appreciate that.
it is, and I say this personally, as a personal opinion, not as a data-backed statement, but I find that to be rare for somebody to be so locked in and dialed in to their mission, and their conviction. So I'm gonna shift the conversation a little bit to like the specific pieces that you have. So, you know, there's got to be a specific product or something that embodies the value of your brand. I mean, what is that?
The socks and the underwear, man. Like what do people need most? Whether it's homeless adults or children, like we all wear, and it's something 7 billion people wear. Socks and underwear. Some people, unfortunately, not probably as many people wear them because
sometimes. You know.
Man, unless you're wearing sandals or something, I get it. We're in Florida, but like, no.
I was talking about the underwear.
Oh, no, honestly, dude, same here, man. I'm at home. That's different. That free balling's a term for a reason. But nah, like seriously, you know, we wake up and put these garments on every day. Could be long socks, could be short socks, it could be compression briefs, it could be tidy whities. Like, we all wear them, and who else has a product that every single person in the world could use, you know? So that's, and what I have is, they're called the essential collection, because they're essential. So basically that's my product that, you know, it makes a staple. Like, I like the people who buy my other stuff, but I really want every customer to buy my socks and underwear, because that's the whole mission to 1 million, you know, like 1 million socks or 1 million socks and underwear. So like, socks and underwear are just, that's the staple.
And we got to mention this too, for every pair or something that's bought from Will's website, there's another pair that gets sent to a child, right?
We just work with local organizations.
Yes.
Close to Kids is one in Tampa. I've contacted some other ones, and you know, the giving of the clothes is going to be awesome, and it's cool, and I want to do things not necessarily like as just a logistics thing. Oh, okay, you buy clothes, I give clothes, they give the clothes to the kids. Like, I'm going to be doing a lot of, just like I'm doing now, grassrooting of like, how are we going to create an event that brings children together that I can just personally hand them out? Like the 3-packs and of whatever. Like, that's what I'm going to be doing, you know.
And what makes that important to you? Like, how the difference? Because there's a huge difference in just working with an organization. Because that's the normal thing. Is to just like, like, that's how we're gonna get our mission across. You know, we're gonna work with somebody else
so
they can do the work.
I'll put them on Bombas. Like, I'll put them on, like John Damon and them. Like, he invested in Bombas because their mission was very similar. They just do socks. I think now they might do some underwear and other stuff, but that was their mission too. And man, like that. Not just one company can do that, you know. And to be fair, to go back to the question, like they just do the logistics. You know, they have it all down pat, and that's awesome. And in the beginning, their main people were on the ground at trade shows and doing this. But like for me, like you said, I want to give my energy, like I'm giving to you right now, and like I've given to other people, and I've created new lanes for people. They do their own things now, but I've initially started this because I know what I can provide. I provide that idea. I'm an ideas guy. People invest in my ideas. And I have that connection with people. I don't know. Like, I haven't fully released that capability because I'm not out here in the streets super much. But like, that person-to-person interaction is everything to me. I'm a networker. I used to love to go to parties. Why? The drinking and smoking, cool. It was just part of the culture. But like, people. It's just being around people. And that's what I like to be. And I think I'm good at figuring people out quick. So I I figure you out. If you're cool, you're cool. If you're not, you're not on the same thing. Like, we keep it moving. Like, I want to find people who are really on that grassroots, helping people. Like, their energy is released to that. And just like misery loves company, optimism and positivity loves company. Like, that's why they attract, and that's why misery attracts. So the energy I give, I see it transpire into the people that I interact with, man.
Yeah. And that's the separator, because you can't, I feel like you can't, I mean, you can experience that when you're working with another organization, nothing wrong with it, but there's so much more when you're personally handing it to somebody. I mean, I imagine that's just, it means the world to not just them, but to you as well.
Yeah.
So like when people who buy your stuff, when they're wearing it, you know, how do you want them to feel?
Inspired, just like when I talk to them, you know, I hope you got inspired to purchase it, just the same way, you know, you put it on and you go to the gym or wherever you're going, you know, hopefully you might spark a conversation on it, because hopefully somebody says, oh, what's that logo or whatever, and then they explain, because they basically say the same thing I told them, like, oh, this local guy apparel, and he's giving back to the local kids and all this stuff. Like, again, just the transpiring of that energy from me to them, to them, to them. That's what I hope, like, my customers, when they're wearing it, how they feel. So man, waking up, just knowing that the little bit you're doing, just buying clothes from somebody that's doing good, that's all I can hope for. And then, like you said, positivity follows positivity on that.
I hear that, bro.
So,
and is that the only role that the customer plays, or is there more to it?
No, I mean, the customer is everything to us. Like, the retention of, say, buying once and then buying again, but not just because you're buying, because, again, you're part of the mission. Like, without customers buying, I can't do this. Like, I can go try to make $1 million or money elsewhere, but, like, it's just all part of the process of me releasing my creativity and then loving the message and story. So man, just whatever they can do to purchase, and then, like, post on social media, and just any involvement they want to get into with this, like, I'm all for, you know. So
I mean, again, like, I personally haven't met anybody, or I haven't really encountered a business that's set up like yours, to where, you know, it is actively growing, and when it does actively grow, it impacts other people. Like, it's not just being talked about, it's actually being done. You know what I mean? Like, here, like, I would love to hear a story of somebody, of like a kid or somebody that's received you know, the clothing.
So there's this kid. He's actually a little. He's like, I don't know how old he is. He's probably like 8 or 9, but he's out there selling lemonade like almost every
hustler.
Every day. And he started doing hot dogs now, and like, he's just out here. And then he's even with the local girls sometimes selling their lemonade with them. So he's just been out here. So I actually took a pair of the 3-pack of socks to him, and like, just kind of talked to him about his story and what he's doing and all that. So, just like I said, these in-person interactions, just giving him that and hearing his story, and, you know, he's a single-digit young kid, like, out here hustling. Why are you hustling? What are you doing? And all these things.
Yeah.
So,
why was he out there? I mean,
honestly, that was a question I didn't ask him at my first original meeting. I'm actually going back there this week. So I've been waiting for him to post back up. Because I'm gonna actually go in there and give him a few bucks and just say, hey, can I, like, talk to you, and what like, why you're doing this? Because that's what I want to know. I want to know why he's doing it. But yeah, just like these little interactions, even going down to Tampa, and I forget what the organization was called, but back when I did these things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I did these things, I still had a box of like 50 of them, and I didn't really know what to do with them, but we went down to I forget the name of the organization, but somebody had known them. Like, hey, they're doing this event, and you're doing backpack kind of deal. So I just took the whole box down there, and again, that in-person interaction. Some of the kids were there, and of course the adults, and again, that interaction of like, oh, I'm the one providing these book bags to help these kids, like if they needed them or whatever. And, dude, just, I don't know, like, you can always just pinpoint, oh, that specific kid, and there will always be specific kids along the way, but just the overall, like, interaction. Like I said, I love interacting with people and kids, because you can teach them, you can shape them into something better than what they were gonna be, maybe. And that's all it ever is. These little interactions with that kid over there who's my neighbor somewhere. He lives up the street. He's always fishing and stuff. Or the kids down there in Tampa where I give the book bags to. So just all these interactions, man, that I just started. This just started, probably June. And then the last couple months since my birthday, September, I've really marketed it more and sold to like my peoples. But the next year, this should, the slope should just keep going. So I'll have 20 other stories.
Yeah, I know. And that's something that blows my mind too, is like you only just started this in June.
Yes, this is like brand new. Like most people aren't even like I said, I just started contacting people to even sell it like 3 months ago. I wasn't the first couple months. I was just getting my feet back wet, getting the clothes, wearing it. If you're promoting your own brand, you got to be the face. So I had to kind of be comfortable again in front of the camera doing shoots, and it's all just a learning curve and build. And I'm even now just being in front of these cameras, like I think I did one other podcast in my life. So it's like just getting in front of the camera, speaking. I've in my backyard walking around trying to talk on camera to get my message across, because I think texted you about, like, that's something I have to get comfortable with and grow, because I'm a spokesperson for my own brand, you know. So it's just important.
It's just it's like it's the grassroots stuff, like you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, what about other people that are looking to do what you're doing? What are some things that you could pass on to them?
Just do it. Seriously, just do it. Like if you need an LLC, go buy it. It's $130. It takes 10 minutes to follow it online. If you need whatever it is you're trying to do, go do. Or like, if you're trying to sell plant hangers or something, like, or create something with your own, like, sewing or whatever it is, like whatever your skill is and you want to do, just go do it. Take a couple hours today, take an hour this weekend, just go do it. That's all it ever is. Like 2 years off or 3 years off of the apparel, I just went back in it, took my own money in it, and said, I'm just going to do it. Like, that's it, man. Yeah. There's really a fine line between talking about things, and just the people who really do. And I've seen that fine line. And talkers are great because they can be inspiration, but the doers are like, the professional athletes or whatever they're doing, like they hung in there. Not everybody's body can hold up for, say, a professional athlete's career, or the talent's not there, but they're doing, man, it'd be nice to even know another company that's just really doing. They're out there. I don't know every company in the world, and there's some. There's social enterprises. There's like shoes that are being made out of recycled plastics and stuff, and they're cool. Yeah,
and they like expand, 5 or 6 different sizes over time.
Yeah, so, there's a couple companies that do this alone. Yeah. So just they're called social enterprises. They're focused. Their mission isn't to make a bunch of money. If their company makes a bunch of money, that's just that's the kickback, which again, usually
consequence.
Yeah, but these people usually aren't like driven by money. They're driven by purpose, and that's what I'm driven by.
Which honestly, like that would be my biggest piece of advice to somebody that's like just starting out, is find your conviction. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like find what it is that breaks your heart. Yeah. And then find what you love the most, and then see how those two things connect together. Yeah. And then you have a venture. Yeah. In my opinion.
You do. Yeah. 100%. Like I said, you don't need to be the only one or the first. Like, just be another one, because there's room for everybody. Even just like me as an apparel brand collabing with another apparel brand. Maybe they don't even give back, but because they're collabing with me, they're going to give back, because that's our contract negotiation, whatever, 15%, 20%, whatever it is. So yeah, man, just collab, work, do find what you love, and just do it, man.
Yeah. So where do you, I'll kind of wrap up this with, but what's William Taylor's mission, for the next year? Like, where do you see this going?
I mean, that'll be 2024. I'll be still within like the first full year, into the second. Just more growth. I'm going to be doing events, hopefully at least once a month, locally or just around Florida. So events, maybe like a fashion show up in Talia, because I have a venue already in the middle of the year. And this is all just marketing exposure. And then along with that, just like I showed you my backpacks, and at that time I had no money or whatever. Like, I was just giving back to give back and using my creativity to do that. Yeah. Same concept, dude. This is going to be a year of like give back. Like, it's going to be hundreds of pieces, maybe even thousands of pieces of apparel just giving back. Like, I'm going to be establishing, a weekend I don't know, picnic where I link with those organizations, that's where they can come in.
Yeah.
Where the logistics come in, they can come in and bring some kids around, and we can advertise, and they come, and then that's where we're giving out and doing stuff like that. So yeah, man, it's for me, it's going to be big give back. And to kind of go on a side note, to be fair, like, my finances should be in the next year pretty good. Why? Well, I invest in Bitcoin, and we can have, like you said, we can have a whole conversation
That's
on that.
A whole conversation.
The same energy that comes when I talk about that, you can see in the same thing I talk about with this, and it's because I have conviction of what it is and what it represents, which is financial freedom. You're not excluding any, like, poverty people or rich people. It's inclusive, and yeah, man, that's just That's what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely on that Bitcoin train too, bro. Talk about it. I talk about it quite a bit whenever it comes up. Yeah, man. It's, go. Hopefully we can put a link to a website somewhere. Yeah. Click on the website. It's right here. It's right there. Go buy some socks, man. Go buy some underwear. Go buy a shirt. Matter of fact, just stand up real quick. I mean, can we? Yeah, let's just see.
All right, well, this is unreleased. I don't know if the cameras can see.
Yeah, we're gonna use this camera, this middle camera.
It's unreleased. This is the sweater. I'll probably release it next year. These are some T-shirts. I don't know if y'all can see on camera, but it's just some athletic tees, and the big pieces are the socks. So if you go to the gym, you wear some socks, dude. That's the thing. Buy some socks. Let's give some socks, and let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Go ahead and sit back down. So, yeah, bro. No. Actually, I gotta tell this story real quick, cause I remember you came up here like a month ago or whatever. He was like, yeah. Like, I gotta model some underwear, this, that, and the other. I was like, shit, bro. All right, what's up? Like, let's go. I was like, how we gonna do this? Bro, just stripped down into the boxers.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
I was like,
this ain't mannequin stuff.
Nah, bro. I was like, yo, like, no, and it's.
Tell me how you felt that day.
No. It's not like I wasn't uncomfortable in it. But I was just like, I was so impressed with, like, just the confidence, bro. Because I was like, I think it would have taken me a couple minutes to, like, but nah, you were just like, all right,
right here, right now.
All right, bet, let's go.
I'm a very comfortable. Nothing embarrasses me because we all make mistakes. Yeah. Like, I'm very, like I said, authentic, man. Like. Yeah, with my body, I'm okay with, and my mind, and man, like whatever's got to be done, I'm crazy enough to do it. Whatever it is, like, and push boundaries. It was
honestly, it wasn't really that day.
No, but
that day was more affirmation for me for the type of guy that's sitting across from me. Somebody, everything you've heard today has been said with conviction and is extremely and totally true. With everything that he said, so. It would mean a lot for you guys to go support, go buy, go ask, like, figure out.
Just email me, hit me up. Yeah, just hit me up. How can I help, dude?
Collaboration. Like, you don't even have to buy stuff. I mean, just like if you got connections, if you got a relationship of some sort, like, just hit him up. Yeah. Because the mission for the brand that's currently being worked on, like,
bro. Tom Ford, Steve Madden.
Gotta have it.
Icing them out. I'm icing them out, bro.
Yeah. There's conviction. So anyways, y'all have a good one. God bless. And we're going to talk soon.